There's a very humorous and some might say interesting argument going on right now between the pro-Nikola camp and the realists, or the people who like to live on planet Earth and actually use their brains to think. Now, the fascinating part here is that I suspect some of these people arguing that Nikola and their electric trucks are, well, the real deal, that they, a company that is going places, might have invested in the stock back on June the 1st when the stock price was at $67.53. Well, imagine having bought in then and having held the stock until now. I'm going to share with you the astronomically large losses that many investors in this company have brought upon their own heads by their own willfulness and, frankly, stupidity. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the Electric Viking. My name is Sam Evans. Welcome to all you new subscribers. Great to have you. Welcome back to everyone else. Now, what actually is going on at Nikola right now? Well, many of you probably know the story of Nikola. They were a startup many years ago. They said that Tesla copied their designs. They started to sue Tesla. Their founder, Trevor Milton, claimed that the company had incredible proprietary tech. They had their own battery technology, which apparently was much better than Tesla's batteries. They had their own inverters. They had their own trucks. They had their own EV technology, which was class leading. In addition to that, they had their own hydrogen technology, which was class leading as well. Now, of course, as many of you know, General Motors agreed to a deal where General Motors would own stock and produce Nikola's pickup trucks and potentially other vehicles for them in the future. Now, General Motors were being warned by many YouTubers online, by financial analysts, and they didn't listen. They basically got egg on their face because they thought this was a great deal. And then what happened? Well, then a report came out from a short seller called Hindenburg Research showing and exposing all the many lies that Trevor Milton, founder of the company, had made. Well, Trevor Milton now is indicted on a raft of different charges, and it appears as though he'll probably go to jail. He has left the company or been forced out. The company is now trying to pick up the pieces, and here is where they're at right now. Now, Mark Kane reports that Nikola Corporation announced a strategic multi-year supply agreement with Proterra related to battery systems for the Nikola Tre battery electric vehicle and the fuel cell electric vehicle class 8 semi-trucks. Now, I should let you know, in case you're not already aware, Nikola claimed they had a working electric truck a number of years ago, and they even made a video about it showing people that it was working. Well, it turns out what Nikola actually did was towed the vehicle up a hill and rolled it downhill and pretended it was a working truck. Now, that has been exposed. I'm not making that up. That is a true story. Nikola have admitted to doing that. Their employees have admitted to being part of the scam. But now, apparently, they actually do have working electric trucks. Now, according to the press release, Nikola will switch to Proterra's battery systems later this year, as the first prototype units will be delivered in Q2 of 2022. The first Nikola Tre with Proterra batteries is expected to be produced in Q4 of 2022. Now, I should disclose to you, though, who is producing these vehicles. Well, a number of investors are claiming online that Nikola is producing them, but the actual truth is the vehicles are being produced by Iveco in Germany. And then, as far as I can tell, some of them are shipped over to the US, where final assembly is made in a plant in Phoenix, Arizona by Nikola. Now, this is what Nikola's press release said. Proterra product is expected to be incorporated in the Nikola Tre battery electric vehicle and the Tre fuel cell electric vehicle. The first Proterra powered Nikola semi-trucks are expected to be produced in the fourth quarter of 2022, with Proterra delivering prototype systems to Nikola starting in the second quarter of 2022. Now, people are saying that they're shocked. I don't know how this is true, but they're claiming they're shocked because they thought that Nikola aimed to have battery systems produced in-house. It's common for startups to take core EV tech in-house, and Nikola isn't doing what they said they would do. Now, if you're legitimately shocked by this news, then I'm sorry, you're a fool, if that's really true. Now, it seems that both the traction battery in the Nikola Tre battery electric vehicle and the small auxiliary traction battery, which supports fuel cell stack during acceleration and is used for regenerative braking in the Nikola Tre fuel cell vehicle, will come from an external supplier. Now, the press release does not specify who is supplying Nikola with current battery technology systems or other core battery components. Mark Russell, Nikola's CEO, said this: "With the growing demand for the Nikola Tre battery electric vehicle and the fuel cell vehicle, we have actively pursued battery supply through a dual source strategy. We look forward to collaborating with Proterra, which is expected to bring industry-leading heavy-duty EV battery solutions to Nikola's battery electric and fuel cell electric vehicle platforms." Now, Nikola started deliveries of the very first electric trucks in California in September. Apparently they delivered 2 of them. A recent tweet says the pre-series vehicles number 4 and 5 were handed over to Total Transportation Services recently. This is what they said. Now, this is how we like to close out the week. Smiles are all round following successful runs of the Nikola Tre number 4 and number 5 pre-series electric trucks with our customer TTSI in LA and Long Beach. Now, pre-series, I don't know what that means. Can you please let me know what pre-series means? Anyway, now, in the case of Proterra, the company is producing battery systems for its own electric buses, as well as for many other companies. So you would think that having scale by providing electric systems for other companies as well would provide them the ability to be able to get their batteries at a lower cost. Now, among Proterra's battery suppliers is LG Chem's LG Energy Solutions. In August, the company announced that it will use LG ES's cylindrical cells, the latest NMCA chemistry, which will be produced in a new LG plant in the US. Now, before I share with you that information, I've got to say here, this seems ridiculous to me. Let's look at the facts, okay? This is just, there's so many middlemen, it's like I'm losing count. Okay, so we've got LG Chem, right? Manufacturing the cells. Then those cells are going to Proterra, right? Proterra is putting them into a pack, I'm going to guess. Then Proterra is basically shipping this pack to Iveco, right? Then Iveco does something with it, I don't know, puts it together, and then Nikola sells it to someone else. So there's like literally 3 middlemen here. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. I mean, honestly, I know some of you think I'm a Tesla shill, but realistically, as far as we can tell, they're going to be making their own 4680 battery cells, most of them at least anyway, themselves. So when you think about it, they might have, other companies potentially helping them with things like motor manufacturing and things like that. But realistically, there might be maybe one middleman at best, or maybe I should say at worst. But here, with Nikola, I just don't understand the value that Nikola brings. They don't seem to actually be doing anything other than actually just retailing the product, which is assembled and manufactured by other companies. Now, this is what they said. Since 2016, Proterra and LG Energy Solutions engineering teams have been collaborating to maximize cell performance to meet the stringent requirements of commercial vehicle markets. The cylindrical cells to be manufactured at the new LG Energy Solutions plant will feature a new high nickel NMCA chemistry, ideal for commercial vehicle and industrial applications. So that makes sense. Having high nickel is going to give them better energy density. Obviously, big semi-trailers need better energy density in order to have enough range. Now, I can't help but think, it doesn't make, why would a company want to buy one of these semi-trailers from Nikola? Why not just buy it from either Iveco or Proterra? Why don't these two companies obviously Proterra can assemble buses, they can assemble other trucks, Iveco can assemble their own trucks. Why would they not just get rid of Nikola, get rid of that extra hand that's taking more money, biting into the margins here, and just buy straight from the source, essentially? Now, Proterra said that it will commit upfront a low 9-figure sum under the agreement to secure multiple gigawatt hours of dedicated US manufactured battery cell capacity on an annual basis. This alone indicates that it's not easy to get enough battery supply without a very big financial commitment. Obviously, LG Chem needs a commitment from whoever it is buying batteries from them to say, okay, guys, we're going to buy this much guaranteed number of batteries. Therefore, LG Chem will go, okay, we're going to build you a factory, or we're going to, build out some production lines for you guys because we know that you're going to need a lot of batteries. Now, what are the specifications of the Nikola Tre? Well, the Tre 6x2 has up to 350 miles of range, up to, I don't know what that means, 563 kilometers on an undisclosed test cycle. We have no idea what the test cycle was. It has a 753 kilowatt hour battery. Gives you a good idea here, battery size. So it's, 7.5 times bigger than the battery in, say, a Tesla Model S, or a bit more than that, about 8 times bigger. Top speed is 121 kilometers an hour, 75 miles an hour. Gradability, it'll do 36 miles an hour or 58 kilometers an hour on a grade of 6%, but we don't know what weight that's carrying. That's really important to know. System output is 480 kilowatt or 645 horsepower. Sounds, to be honest, to me, underpowered. I mean, this is the kind of power it's less power than a Tesla Model S Plaid. Now, I know you're thinking, it doesn't need that, but it does, because realistically, if you're driving one of these things on a freeway, up a hill, you'd rather be doing 100 kilometers an hour up a hill or 80 than 58. Because 58, if there's other people around you doing 120 kilometers an hour, then doing 60 is dangerous, right? So to me, I think it's underpowered. But let me know if you agree or not. Now, how fast will it charge? Well, it'll fast charge on a DC charger from 10 to 80% state of charge in 120 minutes at up to 240 kilowatt charging speeds. Now, what do they weigh? The GCWR is 37,200 kilos, but the actual vehicle weight hasn't been disclosed by Nikola. Now, as far as I can tell, Nikola seems to be a collection of other companies actually making the trucks for them. And I think, considering they never actually had any proprietary technology whatsoever to speak of, they just made all that up. This actually makes a lot of sense for them. I mean, it was the only route they could go. But, like I said, this does actually prove that Nikola has no internal tech at all. Buying key components from the competition isn't really the greatest formula for success, unless you're Legacy Auto, who seem to be doing this quite well somehow. Although, that said, their margins are quite low. Now, it seems like Nikola is maybe potentially going through the motions until they declare bankruptcy. Now, getting back to their share price. Back in June of 2020, the share price was at $67 US. And I remember arguing with people. Well, I don't know why I was arguing. I was trying to help them by saying, don't invest in Nikola. It's crazy. The share price is ludicrous. The company doesn't have any proprietary technology. Their founder is lying. It was obvious, and I think that it amazed me that other people didn't see it as being obvious. Well, many of them said I was wrong, and that Nikola was going to do amazing things, and they were going to build pickup trucks, and they were going to, I don't know, fly to the moon, and you get my point. They were making incredible promises that they just couldn't keep. Well, now the share price just hit $7.99. So for those people who invested then, they've lost around 89% of their original investment. 89%. Now, I made a video not that long ago talking about Lucid investors. There was an article on Seeking Alpha. Someone's claimed that they'd invested more than half of their net worth into Lucid. And since that investment was made, the stock has lost around about 30%. Not to say Lucid is Nikola. They are not Nikola. They are certainly a very legitimate company producing impressive cars. But still, when you see a bubble and it's about to burst, you don't want people to get burned. So that's my warning to you. If you feel like there's a bubble and you feel like something crazy is going on and there's no valid reason for what's going on, then potentially it's worth steering clear. Now, over the last 18 months, I think my share portfolio has returned around about 35%, which is not too bad. Maybe 37% around there. I'm pretty happy with that. And for those of you who are interested in what I've been investing in, I'll have a video coming up very soon disclosing all of my investments over the past 12 months. Thanks for watching the video. Appreciate your support. It's been great. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you again on the next one. Bye-bye.